Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Well, my first impression of this deck wasn't power overwhelming, exactly. But it has a lot of the things that I want out of an arena Warlock deck. It has a pretty good number of mostly fairly solid sort of 2-drops and a couple of good 1-drops, just in case I get lucky with a start that way. It's got some sort of efficient mid-gamey minions, although, well, relatively. Not a lot, actually. But it has 2 Hellfires, which is very good to have in your arsenal. If you don't have them, you're often going to wish you did. And lots of Floating Watchers, which are super powerful. If you can set up a situation where they don't die right away, you can run away with the game with one of those. If you can hit your opponent twice with an ever-growing one, that's half their life, right? If it lives long enough to hit them once, there's going to be 6 or 8 damage. And if it lives long enough to hit them again, that's going to be 8 or 10 damage. That is a ridiculous amount of damage for one minion, which is, again, is rewarding you for things you were already doing. Now, you got to think of it like, as a 7-mana play, you're getting a 6/6. If you try and play it earlier than that, and you don't have a way to take damage on your turn, then you're actually putting out a fragile 4/4 for 5 until your turn comes around again. So there's some risk. I don't really want, like, this is so kind of slow and expensive, but I think I better keep it, because I might end up with worse, like not being able to kill things. Of course, I get another card that is expensive and kills things. Gilblin's a great early play. Like, he's actually an awesome arena weenie, but I need to draw some other cheap things. You're pretty good, but no first turn play. Going first really helped me so much there. Opponent's going to coin out something dangerous. Coin shield her. Okay, well, at least I won't be giving her an opportunity to damage herself and draw a card next turn, but that's still going to be a long-term problem. Where were you last turn? Miracle of hindsight, it wouldn't have helped that much. I mean, this would dominate this thing pretty hard, and probably my opponent would draw cards, but still kind of sucks. You had nothing to do that turn, so that's okay. Let's play the gang boss. He's pretty sweet. And let's hit for 2. She can hit either one and hurt herself and draw a card, but now it's taking a valuable turn for my opponent to do that, so he probably doesn't want to. This guy's pretty dangerous. So here are options. I could Implosion. It might be fantastic. It's also pretty random. I could silence her, just draw a card, and he's going to be random, whatever. But I could hit her, get a 1/1, and then finish her. Which I can't quite do there. Or I could hit her for 2, and Hellfire, which would then not quite kill him, and give me a 1/1, and she'd be dead. I'd still have my Owl. Yeah, the Implosion has more potential than this, because it could give me a lot of minions. Let's Implosion, and we're going to Implosion him, I think, because I would like to get rid of that damage dealing potential, random though it is. The card drawing might be worse for me, but now let's do it to her. Even if it's a low amount, I can finish her and not lose too much. Okay, that's pretty good. He unfortunately can't survive a Hellfire now, but that gave me a giant army of 1/1s. You've already used your coin you used your coin, so you can't Holy Nova this. These guys are going to get to do something, presumably. Although you'd think one of them could have been nice and, like, taken the hit for me. Like, I have all these guys, so you fail your coin flip. Of course he would pick, like, me out of all these choices. I think. That's pretty annoying, because that would take out a lot of 1/1s to get through it. And then I would not have much left to spend on him. Now, I could silence this, and then spend 4 1/1s to kill that. That's really not that fantastic either.
So many possibilities.
I'm not going to be Hellfiring, so I think I'm going to draw a card and see what I get, in case it changes things. Doesn't really. I want to make more space on the board for that. Alright, let's fight our way through this guy. And you've got a good chance of missing him anyway, so yeah, let's just do damage then. It's a pretty good amount of damage for this stage of the game. Yeah, could have played him. This guy is not great at taking him out, and he does have 4 attack, but I probably should have played him, but I don't know. I thought drawing a card seemed like a pretty viable option. Okay, well, you succeeded at your coin flip. That sucks for me, but it's not the end of the world. Unless you, well, if you Holy Nova now, it would suck, but I would still be able to take him out. Ow. Oh yeah, healing. That's not good. That is a lot of ogres. This guy is like playing my style, that's for sure. Now I could go Tink, Tink, Hellfire after hitting my opponent for 4. And that is looking pretty good to me at this stage. Taking out those 2 ogres would do a lot for me. Next turn I can go Floating Water and stuff. But let's draw a card, because my plan is to Hellfire, so I might as well get the card. Good for recovery. I'll still have a 2-1 left from the Harvest Bowl. All these Hellfires, might as well take advantage. We are both very low already. Now my hand has another Hellfire and a Power Overwhelming, so if I can get some momentum, that's pretty good. Things that are not good. Holy crap. Did not see that coming in the arena. That is incredibly unpleasant and bad, and I'm going to die. I don't think there's much I can do about that. Silencing it doesn't help. I can't pump this guy enough to kill that. This guy's just going to get beat up. No, I think I'm going to play the Floating Water and see if that'll decoy my opponent into hitting it. They might just have me dead, though, if they have a Mind Blast or the other thing. Probably I'm just going to lose. 10 plus Mind Blast or Holy Fire, and I'm dead. If you're going to shrink him and kill him, then I've got a chance. Although, I'm not going to have enough damage to take him out with the Hellfire. I would have to be able to Hellfire and this, and then healing takes him out of range of that anyway, so that is bad. Like, super bad. I'm just going to die, but we're in about the same position as last turn. This time my play is play that, and then after him, obviously, drop a couple of 1-drops. See if I have someone alive to do the damage to finish my opponent. If he concentrates on board control, like if he heals him and hits this, then I should be able to Hellfire this down, you would think, and take control that way, but even then, crazy Molten really not helping. Am I dead? I'm so close to dead. I'm not going to be able to Hellfire or draw cards, so that's pretty bad. I have to kill everything without Hellfire in order to have a chance. Or draw the heal bot. I didn't even want to say it, I thought it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure my plan involves playing the heal bot. Knowing that, I'm still going to have to use him to take that out. Oh boy, that if this was Shadow Flame, that would have been fantastic. But yeah, use him to take that out. He can take that out. I could silence him or something. I don't think that's worth it. With the healing, I don't actually have to kill this guy, though. Now, if I heal myself, the Hellfire would kill this guy, which sucks. But could I do it without killing this? I could go bam, bam. Oh man, I don't have enough mana to Power Overwhelming this guy, or I'd actually have it this turn. But Hellfire will kill all of those, and I will have this guy still alive. Let's try it.
First.
But something needs to be alive to attack him. Could be anything, like one of those 1-drops would have been fine. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep them alive. Do you have something to kill this, or taunt, or do 6 damage to me? Because that's what you need. You need to taunt or freeze this or something. Most likely taunt, because you're not a mage. You need to taunt this. Do 6 damage to me. Heal yourself for a ludicrous amount. Although it would have to be a ridiculous amount, because I have this. Or just kill this, which seems like the easiest choice, if you had a way to do 3 damage or kill a large minion. That's... The spell damage doesn't help with the ability, though, so that's not quite going to do it. You don't have... Yes! Oh! That could have been close! Hypothetically, you know, when I'm at 1 hit point. That was a good game, especially since I won. I suppose, technically, it still would have been a good game even if I'd lost. Stupid Molten Giant out of nowhere, though. I was dominating until he showed up. Like, wow. I think my opponent played it pretty well, although I would have been sorely tempted instead. Well, knocking me down to 1 is pretty damn good. But healing the guy, killing my thing.
I will fight with
I had that much stuff left afterwards.
Shall be mine.
I don't know. This is all expensive stuff. Definitely not you. You're in a 4-card hand. You're actually tempting to hold on to. So maybe I'll pitch him and keep you. No, you're more than a 5-mana play, though, actually. I'm better off keeping the Bomb Lobber, because he's rarer, hard to get. His removal is very valuable. Okay, not the worst curve. Although, I've got pretty... No, it's pretty slow, actually. I can coin out the Fairy Dragon and then draw a card. Well, that's what we're doing. Paladin now has that +2 attack gain 4 life card, so that they do have a 2-mana way to blow up minions, but otherwise they mostly didn't. Prior to that thing's addition, they really didn't have a good way to kill this play immediately without some kind of pretty neutral card. So that's a bit concerning. I'm going to draw a card. The question is, do I trade to kill that? Because that thing's a growing threat. If this was not a Paladin, I'd be tempted not to, but there's so many ways a Paladin could, like, buff him. Like, just give him a shield. That's all it would take to kill this, and then I'd be in trouble. So I'm going to have to kill that. And it sucks, because I would so rather be beating on him. If that were something else, but... You know, that's... my opponent's got a solid, like, set of stuff coming along here. I cannot do much about it. That stupid thing was just enough, like, I couldn't leave the Micro Machine alive and growing every turn. It would hit me for 3, and then 5, and then... Oh my goodness. Would have been might have been a good time to draw a Hellfire, but no. Okay. Play him. I'm gonna hit you for 1. I'd like to soften one of them up for him, but that doesn't make sense to break him, because then the Consecrate would be even worse. Currently I get nothing if this guy dies. Aw, damn it. That sucked. Come on, Hellfire. Hellfire? No. That is not Hellfire. Shadow Flaming this guy doesn't work unless I Power Overwhelming him. Is it worth Power Overwhelm? That's a hell of a ridiculous combo to spend to get rid of this stuff. On the other hand, if I'm at 19, if I leave this stuff up, that's like 9 damage worth of guys. I don't think I have much choice. I can't handle them very well otherwise, so I'm going to have to go nuclear. Like, really nuclear. Like, so mind-bogglingly excessive. A crazy, overpowered ranked play combo to get rid of those guys who didn't exactly warrant it under normal circumstances, but if you look at the board condition, I was in bad shape. Now I'm kind of back to neutral. Okay. Speaking of excessive, killing these guys with this sword. I mean, yeah, it's healing you. This guy's pretty nice. He probably didn't have anything to buff his, like, stupid guy, but I wouldn't have been in a much better position anyway. So we could pop the bubble and then blow him up with a bomb lobber. Nah, I think I'm probably just gonna do the one-drop patrol. I could silence him. And then kill him with the... No, then I don't have enough mana to kill him with the bomb lobber. Nah.
Magic detected.
Play that. We're gonna blow up your bubble. And we're gonna hit you, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. And she gave it in the right place. It doesn't actually matter. Pretty much it didn't matter where she was going, because this just cements the play, where he hits it, and then hits it. Almost certainly. Ugh, this guy is a Blessing of Kings turret. I am glad you did that. See, this is why I'm always sitting there and I like have a guy and I like don't buff him, or I'm like waiting until I can get a guy alive before using a buff. It's because of this, because you've got this incredibly powerful thing. If you'd left him out there and I hadn't killed him, I would have killed him because you could have Blessing of Kings him. But then you'd still have a Blessing of Kings in your hand, whereas you spent your whole turn doing that, and I'm just going to go... Now, I can kill him easily. The question is, do I play the Floating Watcher as an investment in the future, or, for the same reason, do I save him and heal him instead, just go for board control? I think we're just going to take board control.
More training.
Now my opponent has few cards. He wasted his precious, super valuable Blessing of Kings. It's not that easy. I'm making it sound like an easy choice. It's hard, because if he didn't put the Blessing of Kings on that guy, I would have killed him with my junk. He only had 3 hit points. Blessing of Kings really increases the defense a lot, so you have an incentive to put it on in advance. It makes them much less likely to die. But
me think.
if you can possibly hold off, it's so much better. If he had that guy alive and able to attack, even if he'd taken 2 damage from somewhere, and then he Blessing of Kings him and hit me for 12, it would have been sick. Okay, he is at 27, so I'm better off killing this. That's a higher priority. So, Floating Watcher, draw a card, and then trade a bunch of guys to kill that. It's fine. See what the card is. It's unlikely to change anything. I've used a lot of my 1-drops on my 1-mana cards. In order to get him dead, I'm going to have to trade this guy for sure, I think, and the Owl, just to get up enough damage. I'm thinking I'm going to trade the Spider and keep her bubble, just in case.
More training.
Even though I'm losing a point of damage by doing that. And not really gaining much. Like, an AoE comes down and kills stuff, and I get to keep my 1-1 or 1-2. Whoop-de-doo. But, I don't know. That was a decision I made. Hellfire helps him if I can get the stuff dead. If I hit that for 1 with their bubble, she's going to die from the Hellfire. Unsurprisingly, that's what always happens. But I go, bam, then hit her for 2. Hellfire will wipe out all my enemies, and I can keep buffing him. Now, I could play him and then Hellfire. Then I wouldn't be drawing a card, and I'd take a lot of damage, but I would have out 2 big, huge guys. Well, think about it. We're doing this. We're going to do the Hellfire plan, for sure. So I get Hellfire. He'll be a 7. He'll be an 8/5. I could have 2 of them out. He would be a 6/3, and he would still be an 8/5. Is that worth it? Or if I just do it now and I draw a card, he'll be slightly bigger. And I'm just going to do it now. Yeah. With me drawing a card, he ends up with a much better amount of hit points. Not that 5 was that easy to kill. Having 2 of them out is probably better. I don't know. It's tough. Because drawing the card is good for me too. It gives me more options. That is a lot of stuff. And I would be able to kill him if I had the 2 out, whereas I can't kill him through that. That was a hell of a lot of defense. And my health is low. Am I going to have to trade this guy to kill that? not technically trade him. He should technically survive when I draw a card. But yeah, because if I grow him, I've got 12, 13, 14, 15 damage. I can't kill that.
I wonder.
Do I grow him first before playing this guy? I do, because I might draw something that might let me finish it, like a Hellfire. That is not quite going to do it, is it? That's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 damage. That's not going to kill him. So, no, I have to do this. I don't have a choice. If I'd gone with both of these guys, in hindsight, I could have won. I would have had more damage on the board, but I don't know. It is risky in different ways. It probably would have been better anyway. If I'd taken more time, I didn't have much more time. If I had more time to think about it, I would have decided, based on the removal that a Paladin has, having one out there that only had 3 hit points would have been fine. 3 hit points and 5 hit points. My odds would still have been good, but yeah. Board control is good, though. Especially when you're both very hurt. So, 3 wins, no losses. Deck is doing sort of surprisingly well, but again, you manipulate your floating watchers right, and if the rest of your deck is castable, that's like the kind of arena deck, kind of Warlock deck that can do well in the arena. So we'll see if that continues next time. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button, or on your touchscreen, please lick the like button. Warning, licking the touchscreen is not recommended. And check out Tales from My D&D Campaign on youtube.com/Demonac.